This is Buster Keaton, and in a second, he is going to perform one of his most iconic scenes. Even though he wasn't actually on top of a building, the fall was real. And it left him in bed for a week. In the early days, stunts were extremely dangerous. There were no stunt coordinators, no safety regulations, and no backup plans. Actors performed their own stunts, and they only had a rough idea of how it was going to work, and hope. That wasn't exaggeration. The reality of early filmmaking was very dangerous. Movies were still new, and the resources weren't there already, so the actors had to take chances that would put their lives in danger, and like jumping out of buildings or being dragged by cars. Most of the people doing these stunts came from vaudeville, circus acts, and stage performances. They were used to physical comedy, timing, and pain. Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, and Harold Lloyd learned how to fall, how to miss obstacles by inches, and how to turn fear into entertainment. But even with experience, things went wrong constantly. Broken bones, concussions, and permanent injuries were common. Harold Lloyd lost several fingers in a real explosion early in his career, yet continued performing some of the most dangerous stunts ever filmed. Because special effects barely existed, filmmakers relied on clever staging and camera tricks. Angles were carefully chosen to exaggerate height and speed. Sets were built on rooftops or platforms to make falls look deadly. Sometimes there was protection hidden just out of frame, and sometimes there wasn't. Timing mattered more than anything. Many stunts could only be filmed once. Film stock was expensive, and resetting large scenes could take days. Performers measured steps, marked positions, and rehearsed endlessly, knowing that one mistake could be fatal. Some stunts used illusions like trapdoors or breakaway props. Others relied entirely on precision. Keaton's falling house gag worked only because the window opening lined up perfectly with his position. If the structure shifted even slightly, the outcome would have been catastrophic. Audiences loved these moments. They could feel the danger even if they didn't fully understand why. Studios quickly realized that stunts created excitement, and that excitement sold tickets. Over time, dedicated stunt performers began to appear. People hired specifically to take risks instead of lead actors. By the end of the silent film era, stunt work had become a key part of filmmaking, even though stunt performers were rarely credited. Their work shaped the language of action movies long before safety standards existed. What makes these early stunts so powerful today isn't just how dangerous they were. It's how real they feel. Every movement has weight. Every mistake would have consequences. These performers didn't rely on technology. They relied on timing, precision, and nerve. And in doing so, they created some of the most unforgettable moments in film history.